What's up, Brew Crew? Opie here. Welcome back to my Brew City garden. Today is July 15th. It's a warm, about 80 degrees today. The sun's in and out a little bit. It's really humid. It's really muggy out here, so it's going to be a sweaty day in the garden. But that's all right. It looks like we're finally starting to get a little bit of our first harvest. I picked a few peppers yesterday. Beautiful. They're kind of small, but you know, with the cool beginning of the summer, that's pretty typical to get smaller fruits. And now that I've picked these, I expect to see more blossoms and some larger fruits to come on now that it's warmer outside. So by the end of the summer, we'll get some larger ones, and there's definitely way more to come. But that's not what this video is about. Besides the peppers, another one of our first harvests is going to be garlic. And as I look over at my garlic bed here, it's definitely ready to come out of the ground. In fact, I need to get it out now. Otherwise, I could risk the bulbs will begin to separate, which means the bulbs won't store very well. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Let's go take a look. So how do I know my garlic's ready? Well, there's a couple of telltale signs. Number one, and the most obvious, is these bottom leaves will begin to dry up. So what I'm looking for is the two bottom leaves to dry up on each one of these plants. That tells me that there's a paper husk or a protective coating on the outside of the bulb now. And it really hasn't progressed any further than that. There's a little bit of browning on the tips of these upper leaves, which tells me that the bulb underneath the ground is nice and tight. The plant is starting to brown up and die back, which tells me that the bulb is not going to grow anymore. And with these bottom leaves being dry, I know that there's that protective coating that I can cure my garlic, and it will keep well for as long as I need it. Now, my garlic plants, and I assume my bulbs, won't be very large this year, and that's just a weather issue. There's really nothing you can do about that. Next year, I want to try an experiment where I'll grow right here in these beds next to the house, and I want to try to grow some garlic in some of this year's spent bales. So after the bales are nice and broken down, I want to try to plant some, in the fall, I'll plant my garlic in those broken down bales and see what the difference is, see if, I get a better outcome. So I'm kind of looking forward to that. I really wouldn't recommend planting garlic in the spring in a fresh bale. And I suppose it would work, but there's a lot of risk because those bales tend to break down quite a bit, and the garlic may not be able to really establish itself because of the shifting of the bale. So as far as garlic's concerned, I wouldn't plant in a fresh bale. I'm definitely going to use a spent bale from the previous growing season. All right, let's pull some of this up and see what it looks like. So I didn't expect large bulbs this year, and to be honest with you, I'm actually quite disappointed. These bulbs are very small in comparison to years prior. Like I say, you can't control the weather, so what do? I'm really looking forward to the straw bale experiment to see if that works out any better. Now, with that being said, it's still garlic, and it's still delicious, and the smell is incredible. So this is going to be great to cook with. They're just small bulbs, all right? So, what do? You win some, you lose some. All right, guys, thanks again for joining me here at the Brew City Garden. It's always a pleasure to have company. What we ended up with, it's not terrible, but it's not quite the harvest that I would normally expect. I can't wait to see how those straw bale trials go next year. I have a hunch that the bulbs are going to develop very well in the straw bales. So I'm really looking forward to that. As far as the curing process goes, I'm just going to tie these up, and I'm going to hang them in a shady area in my garage. I'll keep the windows open so that there's plenty of air circulation, and I'll let these hang for a couple of weeks, and then from there I'll take them inside the house and store them in a cool, dry location. I will cut the stalks off after they're done curing. I'll leave about 2 or 3 inches, and like I said, these smell unbelievable. They just smell fantastic, and these are going to be great for cooking. And so there's nothing wrong with the garlic. It's just small. But sometimes, you know, that's just how it goes. What can you do, right? But I think when we use the straw next year, I think we're going to get some big bulbs. I will find out. Hey, if you like this video, give me a big thumbs up. And if you're new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button down there and share this with a friend. That'll really help me out a lot. I appreciate it, guys. And until next time, we'll see you.